Hi everybody, this is Ben Colby, Teen Librarian, with a video today to help you to create a musical instrument on the microbit using makecode.microbit.org. The first thing I want to look at is down under music on this site. There's this guitar project. If you're interested, you could go through it, but I'm just going to play a little bit of the activity on the site. So you can hear that he's controlling the sound with his hand. The microbit has a lot of really neat sensors we can use to affect the tone. Okay, I want to make something a little bit more rhythmic though. So I'm just going to start from scratch. Music 2. So I give my project a name and I have the start loop and the forever loop. I want to start by introducing the concept of play modes. We're going to be in play mode 0, we're going to hit a button, and we're going to go to play mode 1. We're going to hit another button, go to play mode 2, and so on and so on. So let's start by creating a variable to control the play mode. And I'm just going to call it play mode. Let's start by setting the play mode to 0, and then when certain things happen, we change the play mode up and down. Well, let's go to input on button A pressed, and I'm going to also have one for button B. Yeah. So I can just take that variable and let's see, I want B to make it go higher. So on button B pressed, I change the play mode by 1, meaning every time I press it, it goes up by 1. And then I'm going to use the same block here, except I'm just going to change that to -1. So every time I hit the B button, my play mode goes up, up, up. Every time I hit the A button, my play mode goes down, down, down. I'm just going to add one more thing. On shake, you can always reset the play mode back to 0. So that's under variables, and I'm going to set the play mode to 0. It's important that you understand the difference. To set a variable to a number means you're you're giving it a new value. Change by means you're adding or subtracting to the value. Great, so we've got this control system set up where we can change play modes. Well, each play mode is going to give us different stuff to do. So I'm going to go up to the forever loop and put an if statement in. And we're going to check to see if the variable equals something. So we're going to take that play mode variable. If the play mode variable equals 0, then what do? Well, I propose that we do nothing. So I'm going to go into the music menu and rest for a certain number of beats. And for some reason this only goes up to 4, but I just know from doing this already I'm going to want to do this in sets of 8. So that's fine. So I have 8 beats of resting. I'm going to hit this plus button and get a few new options here. The next thing I'm going to check for is if the play mode is equal to 1. And if the play mode is equal to 1, then what am I going to do? I'm going to play some melody. So under the music menu, I have play melody, whatever. And this is just like the white keys on the piano. Okay, so you don't have a lot of options there for the melodies you can play, but you do have a C major scale. You also could do A minor like this. Yeah. So there's a minor scale for you. I'll just leave that alone as play mode 1, where we play a minor scale. I'm going to copy and paste this little block if the play mode equals 2 now, well, let's play a different melody. And I just copied and pasted that one, except this time I'm going to change it. And I'm going to make this one syncopated. So I go A, and then I'm off for 2 beats. And then I think if I go here, so let's see how that sounds. I like that. So that's play mode 2. And play mode 3, let's just add one more. So else meaning if the play mode is higher. Actually, let's say if the play mode is less than or equal to 0, because you could hit that A button a bunch of times and get the play mode down to minus something. So if it's 0 or less, then we rest. And if it's more than 2, meaning 3 or more, then we play this final one. So it could be anything. Okay, that's fine. So let's see how this works. I'm just going to go ahead. So it's already running, and I'm getting nothing because I'm in play mode 0. But I hit the B button, and I have the play mode 1 melody. And I have the play mode 2 melody, and I hit it one more time. And I have the play mode 3 melody. Great. Let's just organize this a little bit better and set the stage for making it more complicated. I'm going to control the tempo here. So let's see. We will start in our start menu by setting the tempo. It's at 120 by default. And I just want that to be faster. Let's say 180. Or even twice as fast as before. 240 is good. So anything that's saying rest for a certain number of beats, and I could actually, let's just go ahead and change these to 240. So that was, I just typed that 3 times, and now we have everything running a little faster. Let me kick this up one more notch and create a new variable called current tempo. And at the very beginning, I'm going to set the current tempo to 240. Just move these down here. Oops. And then instead of setting the tempo to a number, I set it to the variable. And also over here, I'm going to use that current tempo variable in each of those commands. So now, I mean, if I had done it this way to begin with, it would have been easier. And so now the only place that I actually have a number for the tempo is right here. And I can adjust it and change it without having to type it in multiple places. The other thing I want to do to clean this up a little bit and pave the way for new stuff is to add functions for the different play modes. So I'm going to add a function called play mode 1. Okay. So what do we do? Or, well, I'll also do play mode 0. I should have done 0. So this is what we wanted to do in play mode 1. So what do I do in my forever loop instead? Well, I call play mode 1. Why would I want to do it this way? Because I could do a lot more stuff here with that mode. And this keeps it organized. Let's do this a couple more times. Play mode 2. Well, let's start with play mode 0. For play mode 0, all I'm doing is resting. And then in here, all I have to do is call the function. New function for play mode 3. We play that melody, and then in the forever loop we call, oops, that is the one for 2, this is the one for 3. So now we still need 2, play mode 2. Great, and then this melody goes in there, and all we do over here is call the play mode. Believe me, this is going to make life easier, organizing things with a variable and some functions. So I think we have a functional thing that you could play to switch between these different melodies. You're switching between resting and then the 3 different melodies. And then to load this onto your device, you go to download here. That gives you a file that you can load onto your microbit like a flash drive. You have to plug it in with the USB cord, and it'll look like a flash drive. You move this hex file over to the microbit, and then it should automatically run. You can also use the paired device function if it's plugged in. So that's good for video 1, and in video 2 we are going to kick this up a notch and use the sensors to control the tones.